Oh, wait. Alright, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ryan, and you are watching Mark 45 Studios. If you're new to the channel, I do LEGO reviews and occasionally gaming videos. But in today's review, we are taking a look at a very big LEGO set. Yeah. So once again, I would like to thank LEGO for offering me this set for an early access, not for free, unfortunately. I still have to pay a full $500 dues to get this set. So this is set 25290 with 3,187 pieces. I don't know if the entire box is in frame. I'm just gonna do this, just so you can see. There you go. My apologies if I don't have a cameraman behind there, so if you don't see this clearly, my mistake. And then up here you can see, if you can see, it's just a list of all the minifigures included in this set. I believe this set has passed the number of minifigures in any LEGO Star Wars set. This one has 21 figures to be exact. There is definitely a lot going on here. And then we take a look at the back of the box now. Here's the back of the box showing you all the play features. Don't quite know if you can see. Oh, yes, you can see it pretty well. Sorry for like the little glare if it kind of gets in the way. But down here you can see a real-life incarnation of the Han versus Greedo Who Shot First scene, and then we just have a bunch of other stuff regarding the Cantina. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna unbox this because this is a $500 set. It is the same price as a PlayStation 4. So therefore, I feel like it's only that we treat it rightly with respect and have some unboxing. I'm not going to film, you won't see the building part. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's plenty of other YouTubers out there who has included the building part. I just want to see how this is packaged. And once after we open this up, I will build this. Probably take me a couple days or so. So we'll see you in a few days when this set is complete. But I first need to unbox this set because I want to show you guys what it's like. So I'm thinking we open it from this side. This looks like the logical side to open it because it has the flap, which you can easily close after. So in this box, there's ought to be a lot of stuff. It looks like there's just another box in a box. Whenever it comes to these big LEGO sets, expect them to do it like this, because you get a smaller, non-printed white box with all the other parts and probably the instruction book inside. They do this so it makes building this set, makes the life of building this set a lot easier, much easier than having all the bags all over the box. So I'm just gonna dump all this out. Oh my goodness! Look at that. That is pretty much empty. So got the other box, probably the instruction manuals inside too. Let's see, we've got, how many bags are there in total? Quite the amount, actually. So, these are all like the loose bags. I guess 16 bags? What's the highest number here? So like, there you go, 16. There's 17. Oh, there's a 17. 17, 15, 18. There we go. 18 bags. This is probably the highest number. 18 bags in this set. And I'm gonna quickly open this part. I'm just gonna open it from this side. Oh, okay, so in this box, we've got the dewback. The dewback mold is just left out like that, completely unpackaged. That's a first for LEGO. I would think this thing would be in like a plastic bag or something, but apparently not. The dewback's just like that. Bag 9. Bag 4 with some string. Okay. Interesting. Some base. I got a base plate here. Got a couple of these wires. Interesting. What is this? Bag 5. I'm trying to sort this, so this is all the white boxes, all like the other half that's not in the white box. So try to be a little organized here, you know. Got a couple more bags. Bag 1. bag 3, bag 6. Lots of bags happening. The dewback is going to be my barrier. Here we go. The instruction books. The instruction book with the stickers. All nicely packaged. This is a textbook. Holy crap, look at this instruction book. Textbook, am I right? And then the rest I'm just gonna... Oh no, I dropped one. Just like that. There we go. Bag 4 is a very tiny bag. So there we go, that is everything. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just to show you one last look. On this side, on the left side, is all the bags that are just let loose in the main box. And then on this side is everything that's in this white box that's included in this set, including this dewback mold, which is just loose like that. Once we do the review, I will hopefully get this done. And then we have the instruction book. You probably won't see like half of this, but there you go. There is a lot of bags happening, and yeah. So we are now going to build the set. This will probably take me a couple days at most to build, or at least to build this set. I'm definitely not going to be able to blitz through this set within a couple hours because I still got school and everything. So I'll see you in a couple days when I actually finish building the set for the review. So I'll see you then. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. A couple days later, it is now Friday by the time I'm filming this, and the set is complete. Now the set hasn't been biggest for the tallest set. The tallest set I've ever done is Pirates of the Barracuda Bay. But this definitely has beaten the record of the widest set. This thing is so long, so it's taking up almost a good 80% of this entire table. And if you pay attention to the sides of the video, I can barely fit this in frame. Like a little bit of the sides is cut off. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I tried my very best to fit everything within the screen, and this is just a really wide set, so I tried. But hey, it's a very beautiful set, I'll say that. I absolutely love this. It looks really cool so far. There's 21 minifigures. I cannot wait to take a deeper look into each and every one of them. And without further ado, let's start off with this set. Let's get right to it. So this set is so big, so massive, that I had to remove the turntable and just have the normal table itself for the set to sit on. It's too big. It can't even go on the turntable. That's how big it is. So yeah, it's a very big build, and it splits into like almost like you got its own section Java store here, and you got the main Cantina, the main build on your left. So I guess the most logical way is to actually look at the side build first, the little Java shop, and just get that done first. Now, there is speculation. There's been a rumor going around that you can attach Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut, the official set, which I did. I no longer have the set by the time I'm doing this video. But the rumor has it that you can stick the hut through the Cantina or like attach it and integrate it somewhere in the set. Unfortunately, that is not the case. I can confirm that the rumor is not true. There is no slot for you to put the hut in, although that doesn't mean you can't integrate the hut as part of the environment of this build. I mean, in the end, they're both on Tatooine, so to make your Tatooine planet, like, you can still somehow use your own bricks or something, connect Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut somewhere in this build. But officially, there is no way to attach Obi-Wan's hut to this build. Sorry. So yeah, so that's just a little theory that, or a rumor that everyone has been speculating, and I have to confirm on behalf of the other Star Wars YouTubers who are also trying to say that this rumor isn't true. Now, starting off here, we got this little Jawa hut, almost a Java hut or Jawa store here, and basically this thing can be separated if you don't have the room like me here. So officially it's attached like this to the Cantina, but it is so not secured. You know, it's actually meant to be detached. So you can actually just do this. As you can see, it's being held by 2 lightsaber pins there, and then you get 2 hilts. So we're gonna push the main Cantina aside for now. We're just gonna look at solely the Jawa shop. Now, the Jawa shop could separate once again to do this. Now you have even 2 more builds, which you can like mess around with it and stuff. And this is the part where, yeah, you can sort of see where Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut can be integrated in. So we're just gonna look at this, just like this for now, because I want to just, oops. Okay, I'm showing all the play features. Just wanted to look at it like this, because that looks more like a natural build. Now, first and foremost, to start off on this side, this thing is super play friendly, and what I mean is like you can like interact with the set really well. Now, this is like a little gear or part storage compartment, not quite sure what that is. A little trash can here. There is no door to cover this, unfortunately, it's just an open doorway. Yeah, it is meant to be like that, so just bear with it. Very nice build. The roof here, which is very what do you call it? Modular. That's the word. It's very modular. You can remove the roof just like that. There you go. That will give you access to the inside, which will turn this around. You can see there's like a little workshop, little bench here. And then if we go further down here, which we remove this part, also a vintage part. So now we can actually detach it, so I can lift it up and show you guys. Inside you can see there's like a little blacksmith's place, or I think that's a kyber crystal. Is that a kyber crystal? I'm not quite sure. That's in the bag. Got another more of these like compartments. I guess this is like a weaponry blacksmith shop, because you got some pretty nice fresh tools here. There's a saucepan there, apparently. That's a little bit awkward. And yeah, so just a small little Jawa store. The build of the roof up here is your traditional Tatooine building style. And again, this is modular, so just snap these back on, oops, like that. There you go, like that. Very easy, very straightforward. Now next up is the other half of the Jawa store. Now this part is a little special. It kind of looks like Obi-Wan's hut because of the roof, but again, it's not. So the way this works, simply, you can fold this open. What do I mean by that? Well, number one, you can open this up first, just like, I like these dome pieces. These are nice pieces. But most importantly, this thing can be folded up or folded open like this, which will allow you to access the inside or create 2 buildings like that. If you stack it against a wall or something, then that looks like there's 2 buildings. So there's also a door here, which can be slid up and down, just like that. Very simple. And yes, it actually stays up, so that's good. And you can just keep it in place. That's nice. So in here, if you connect this, again, this is basically another like Jawa, it is a Jawa store, but it's like another blacksmith's. And on this side, you got a broom, got a blaster. On the side, you got Imperial gears. That is, I mean, the Empire has landed on Tatooine several times, so just a little like hideout here, or actually not really a hideout, more like a storage compartment. And on this side, he's got some weird binoculars and stuff just hanging around. Now this whole thing comes together by just simply snapping like this, and you hit the roof, boom. But probably my favorite thing of this build is, of course, the cover up here. This is a hard cloth style of like a soft cover. A little bit ragged. I like that. That gives a nice look to it. It makes it look ragged, and then definitely, yeah, I think it's done very well, in my opinion. There is some dust trapped in here. There we go. Yeah, but that's probably my favorite thing of this set, or of this build for sure. This thing just looks absolutely amazing. So that is the side build here, which is the Jawa store. Once again, to bring it all together, you just simply attached it like this, and yeah, and all the Imperial tools and the binoculars and everything all come together just like that. So that is the official side building of the Mos Eisley Cantina. Let's take a look at the official Cantina itself. Alright everybody, here is the star of the show, the Mos Eisley Cantina itself. As you can see, I've made life easier by removing the Jawa store, which is why we looked at that first, to look at the main Cantina build. Now, It's not tall, that's for sure, but it's definitely really wide, and so it will take up a lot of space. And if you're trying to store this on the shelf or something, you need to, if you're gonna display this set, you gotta put this on a table or something, or just in a spot with a lot of surface area, because this is going to be, yeah, this will take a lot of space. But there are some solutions LEGO has provided in this set, so you can actually prevent and make, you know, the space it hogs up a lot easier for you. So first things first, you're gonna notice is there's an open roof, not covered. That's intentional, and I totally am cool with that, because some people think, oh my god, it needs to be covered and everything to make it look authentic. Well, the thing is, if it's covered all the way, it's gonna be pitch black inside. You're not gonna see anything because there's no light illuminating into the build. The open roof here allows light, especially if you're in a much brighter environment like this one, shine in and illuminate or give some light inside the build. And that's exactly what we need. We don't want a dark cantina. And yeah, that's why I'm okay with this open roof thing. You know, it'd be even cooler if LEGO had like light breaks or something that can make this thing light up at night. That will look even cooler. Now, the whole cantina can be split open to, you know, access inside and play with it as its main play feature. But before we do all of that, we have to take a look at the other stuff on the exterior. There is a lot of things on the exterior that we can't forget to talk about. So first and foremost, let's start off down here at the entrance. And the entrance here, I am not quite sure what that sign says right above. Star Wars nerds, please comment down below and tell me what it is. I'm pretty sure it says Cantina or Garage or something, I don't even know. But first thing is, this thing has, again, another sliding door, the main sliding door like we saw earlier with the Jawa store. And of course, this thing doesn't fully lock in place. It will kind of like fall down by a little bit, but enough for it to be able to hold itself back up. You just, you know, yeah, keep it like that, and then you close it back up, simply pressing that. Gotta love these little details of these metal rings on the side. These are some really nice details. And LEGO they pay really close attention when they're like recreating these builds from the films, because there's just a lot of little things that just slip by you as you're watching, and LEGO doesn't miss those and get integrated into the set as well. Got this nice tainted, or kind of like a rough, or what do you call it? Rough edged wall here. That's pretty nice. I love how this is funny. I love how they use a pistol to make it like a little antenna up there. That's actually pretty hilarious. Now next up, I want to show you the do-back hole. Now this is like all Mos Eisley cantinas, we all always got a do-back, and of course, this being a Master Builder series, they had to include a do-back, and it's probably one of the main things I was looking forward to in the set. Now this whole section here is a do-back, you know, resting drinking pen for you to park your do-backs in. That's what these creatures are called, by the way. And the whole thing can be removed, again, to preserve space. So I just simply slid open like that. As you can see, the whole thing is attached with one axle and a Technic pin right here. So this whole thing can come off should you run out of room. Unfortunately, these little brown, like the slab pieces that are sticking out, those are there. So they're gonna sort of create a little, like a small gap in between. You can't completely stack this fully against a wall or something. Alright, I'm back. Got it back in. All good. Now, let's, obviously you can't really see the pen all too well because the do-back's in the way. So let's remove the do-back. The whole thing just is attached perfectly like this on there. So you just take that off. Now you can see the pen itself. As you can see, this pen is kind of like, it's built like, you've got like the small, like slab walls up here. And in there you see it's got its, what's it called? The drinking hole, as well as a little bone for it to snack on. Okay, and yeah, so this will be, I mean, if you got your own bricks or something, this will be a great chance actually to like put your own bricks and stuff inside and just spice up a bit, be creative, you know? Unfortunately, this thing is acting very weird. I don't know what's wrong with it. There we go. There we go. All right, it's all fixed. So, yeah. Once again, this thing, just a cool little, what do you call it? Just a cool little build on the side of the building. Now, let's take a look at the main dewback itself. Now here is the dewback, the 2020 edition. In the past, we've gotten many dewbacks with the previous Mos Eisley Cantina sets. With the latest one, or the previous one, which was 2015, I think, that actually had the exact same mold as this one, except the difference is the print, of course. The OG dewback definitely lacked in printing. It was very bland, but it had a lot of play features. This one, yeah, all the play features are gone. Like all the legs here, as you can see, they're all locked in place. Can't move them. The only thing you can really move is the jaw, which has a bunch of teeth in it. Like, I like that. That's pretty cool. And it can only open and shut, and that's pretty much it. Nice printing though on the face, and as well as like the patterns on the sides. So they've done this dewback pretty well. Definitely this is my only dewback, so I haven't seen the previous dewbacks to be able to say my opinions. But yeah, I think this is a nice, you know, molded figure. It's done pretty nicely. Love the green. In the past, I believe it was lime green, and in this one and then later on, like this one, they switched it to olive green, which is pretty good. The reins on it, just very simple, attached like that on the side. Here's the main saddle for you to actually take your stormtrooper, because they have this long antenna thing when they're riding dewback, and just hit him right up on top. And well, obviously he can make sure he grabs the saddle, but yeah, they hold these things when they are, you know, riding these things. So that's very nice, and it's a great way. And we've gotten many of this before, but definitely this one doesn't fail to disappoint. It's still pretty good. Now, the saddle can be removed if you want a wild dewback. So if you don't want it to be tamed and be used and just let it be free in the lands of Tatooine, you can simply do that by not breaking the saddle, but rather removing it. Forgive me, I'm so bad. So first and foremost, you can take this off first. Take off the reins, and unless you want to keep it, but I don't see why. So you can take the whole saddle off just like this, and then obviously this will look, oh, that looks kind of awkward, right? So to fix that, simply you take this. This is included in the set. Yes, this is brick built in the set, and then you can just put it right on here to cover up that weird gap on his back. There you go. Now you have a wild, natural dewback just roaming in the lands of Tatooine. So it will stand. I can kind of see it, but it's a way to cover it. It's still better than having that little weird hole on the side. So there you go. So that is how you get your wild dewback. And yeah, but that is it for the dewback. We are going to move on now. We're going to continue moving on to the Cantina. Coming up behind the dewback now, we have this little water station. I think it's, oh no, moisturizer thing. That's what this is. There's a bigger one over there. Right there. There you go. We're going to take a look at this one for now, and then we're going to move on to the next one. Of course, this can take it away if you're trying to, you know, store this. This can hog up space, so again, this thing can be removed, and the whole thing is just attached on a single axle. So you can see the tower here, it's done pretty well. It is pretty accurate to what it looks like on the actual planet in the films. So I am quite impressed, but this is of course the smaller one. Obviously there's a bigger one on the other side. Now let's move on to the back. You can see this is where most of the stuff is sticking out for the thing to, you know, fold open. And then we move on to this side. As you can see, there is another entrance to Mos Eisley. There's a side/back door right here, again with another roof that can open up, and then another sliding door. Boom. But unfortunately, this one does not lock in place. So if I just let go, this thing will just fall, and that is very, very unfortunate for sure. Now moving on now, we go down here. We got another Imperial crate. Got a trash can here. Got another crate of something inside. What is that something, you may ask? It is binoculars. That's what they are. And then another crate right here of just a single wrench right inside. Not quite sure the purpose of that, but there you go. And there's also these little things, and they don't really serve a play feature. In fact, these are just here for the sake of details. And then we go on this side now. Definitely do not break that. I keep breaking everything. Oh my goodness. You got this. I believe that's another like water filter or something. After all, Tatooine is a desert planet, so it makes sense. Now here is the bigger moisturizer tower, and as you can see, this one, yeah, it's bigger by a little bit, but it's still, of course, bigger. And this thing, of course, can be removed if, again, this thing gets in your way. And you can remove this whole thing if this gets in your way, in fact. Again, this is to conserve storage. And if that takes even more space, you can just remove this simply like that. So this is the bigger version of the moisturizer. This one got the lights. This one is much, much bigger. And it's got the much higher, build in the density of this tower. Now, of course, you can just simply attach this back on. Should you want to put this back on, I would think you would. But yeah, apart from that, we are now coming back to this side, and then boom, we have looked through all of the exterior of the Mos Eisley Cantina. Obviously, my favorite thing here will have to be the dewback thing here and the dewback itself. So yeah, I really like the dewback. And when it comes to Lego molded animals, I'm always a big fan of them. Fantasy or not, it's always nice to get these type of creatures. Now, if you take a look at the exterior of the cantina, it's time that we now dive deep inside the cantina and see what is there. First things first, we gotta remove the roof. Whoa, yep, this thing is just loosely attached, just like that. So the whole roof comes off in a piece like this. There you go. Very nice architecture, by the way, on the roof. Can't miss that for sure. Look at that. That is done very nicely. Now, that's basically our lock for us to open up this entire set. Now, this whole thing is only held by a single lightsaber hilt. And once I pry that, that is not supposed to come off. I keep breaking everything along it. There you go. All right, so as you can see, that's the hilt to hold in place. And then there's like a little Technic pin at the bottom too, also holding in place. And then this whole thing, as you can see, as I'm folding it open, and fold all the way out and back there, it lines up perfectly. And it's designed intentionally to match the dimensions. Now there you go. So if I zoom this all the way out, if I move my camera all the way out here like this, as you can see, this is how far you can open it up. And inside there's a lot of space for you to input your figures and stuff. Unfortunately, there's no base place, it's just your surface, your normal surface that you're playing this set on. Yeah, so I would say maybe Lego put just a little bit base space for you to actually stand your figures on. But whatever, that's alright. First things first, you're gonna see, of course, is the main bar here of the cantina, the iconic bar. So you can see the bar is done. It's it's like the main spot of the entire cantina. It's where everyone's gonna order their drinks. So it's ought to be done very well, and of course, they've done an exceptionally good job at the back here with all the machinery, all the drinks being brewed. It's nothing wrong saying that these drinks look terrible because, well, they're fine. They're just simple pieces. Lego's not really trying to make them look really nice. The point is, though, look at this machine. The brewing machine itself is done very, very well. What more can I say? The railing here is, of course, it's just long tube piece right here. This whole thing is flexible and just, yeah, it gives us whole aesthetic look on it very well. And then you got this little door here, makes sense, for the employees to access to the bar. And yeah, so the main thing of the build, and it's done pretty well. Now, as you've noticed, this bar separates the cantina into basically two sections. You got the stuff on the right, you got stuff on the left. Now, there's a lot of Easter eggs and references within this set because, of course, it's based off the scene in A New Hope. So, there's lots to be shown here. Number one, let's start off actually by looking on the right side here. And let's just start off on the corner right here. Stairway, of course, another entrance to the cantina. Why not? Little table here, you got a corner table back there, and all these roofs can be modular. And what do I mean by modular? As in you can remove them, so each individual section here can be accessed easily. So if I just remove these, there you go, they all come up very nicely. That allows you to stick your fingers in and put your figures in and just easily interact with the set much easier without the stress of, you know, this is still on and you gotta like jam your fingers in there trying to put the figures in. That like the way the set was designed is to remove that stress, thus, you know, with the removable roofs. So that's done pretty nicely. And another thing I have to point out and give Lego credit for is the architecture. Look at the arcs built on this. That is done so well. Look at that. That's like, if that's not like the coolest thing you've seen in terms of Lego interior builds like that, the arcs, that is done nicely. You also got a couple of little torches here, you know, to create the lights. Now moving on, after we move on to the corner seat, we now have this. We have this little seat, spot to like sit. Very simple, nothing too much, and that's actually one of those repetitive things. Now for this section, now this section is quite iconic. This is where you put your Biff musicians. Now, I believe in the scene there's like 6 Biff musicians, but in this set there's only 3. I mean, I'm not complaining. You get half of what's there in the film, and 3 is already a great number. And this is where you put your Biff musicians, and they'll play that iconic Mos Eisley Cantina theme song. That one I'm not going to sing it. Don't want to get copyright, but yeah, that's where the whole iconic scene can be played out. There's only space in here for I don't think you can jam more than 3. This is just perfect for 3 musician minifigures. So we'll take a look at those minifigures in detail later in the video. When we look at all the minifigures, there's a lot of minifigures by the way, but yeah, so that's the spot for you to put the musicians, and you can just imagine the Mos Eisley theme being played over there. So moving on now, this side, what do we got on this side? Just another classic seat. And by the way, this is the other half of the Cantina. So that's, we looked over the right half. Now this is the next second half. So on this side, another plain simple seat, nothing too fancy. And then this seat. I mean, you could recreate the scene in any of these 2 seats, but remember that scene of Han meeting with Greedo in the Cantina, and then they both pull out their pistols and shoot each other, but the debate was who shot first, Han versus Greedo. Well, you can recreate that iconic moment in this set right here. And the way these sets are designed, like these seats are designed so you can basically play out the scene anywhere. So I chose this spot to recreate that scenario. So you can see there's Han and Greedo right there. Who shot first? We don't know. Probably Han, because, you know, Greedo was dead. And then another set of tables here, another corner spot in the back. As you can see, you got like a bottle right there. You know, I'm gonna remove the roof. Once again, you can remove the roof. There you go, that will create some light illuminating inside, which you can see it better. And then another thing, I guess, there's this lamp post here with a sign right there, which I believe it says no droids allowed, because, you know, we know the droids aren't welcomed at the Mos Eisley Cantina. So yeah, I believe this like the canteen is big. Once you open up like this, it opens up a lot of play space, and it makes the cantina look much bigger. And the fact that all these roofs can be removed for easier playability is awesome, because that means you just don't need to display the set. You can actually, the set is really designed to be played, and that is done intentionally, and it's done very well. Now on this side, where the door is here, don't know if you can quite see it, but I'm trying my best to get a good angle. There we go. As you can see, hidden behind there is like a little waiting area when seeing, like, let's say the cantina was packed or something. There you go, that's where your characters will sit. There's also like a water dispensary over there. I'm not quite sure if you can see it. I'm trying the very best to show you guys here. There you go. I think there's like a water dispensary right there, or maybe that's just like a, I don't know, that maybe not a water dispensary. I might be wrong. So there's that. So how do we close up the set? Well, I showed you how to open it. It only makes sense that we show you how to close it up. Now there's a little hidden section behind the main bar, this thing here, but I'm gonna close up the set first and close up the build here, and then we'll show you that spot because it's really hard to look at it with the build opened up like this. So we're gonna close it up. So once again, this thing just simply closes together and it's held together by a Technic pin and a clip, just like that. Yes, I removed this earlier because had I not done that, this thing would have been falling off the table by now. So let me just attach that back on. There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now we just take this roof piece and just seal the deal. It's not meant to, you know, be secured. Just lightly slap it on like that. And there you go. The cantina is now closed back up. Now, one little section. And to show you that tiny little section, I've decided to remove my camera from the tripod. Just, you know, it's easier than getting the tripod all over it. So here's the overhead of the set. And the section we're gonna show you, well, we saw this already. This is where the waiting spot is. By the way, there's a lamppost right there. Can't forget about that. But we're gonna look at this section, the back here. There's like a little small hidden kitchen compartment back here. So remember the sliding door? We're gonna remove or open up this roof again. And you can see it's the sliding door. We're gonna get some light in here. As you can see, this is like a small little kitchen area. Whoa, now that's pretty sick. So we got like a little, I would assume is like a furnace or something, or a little brewery. And then on this side, you just got binoculars, okay. Get a broom and just, yeah, it's more like a store spot, kind of a kitchen, but yeah, just another hidden side. I think maybe a better angle would be better if I show you through this door right here. There we go. Trying to stick my lens in there. There you go. I wonder if you can really see it. There you go. All right. So that's like, yeah, that's this little section of the entire build. So that is pretty much it for the entire cantina. We've got a couple of side builds. We looked at the Java stores already. So we're gonna look at there's 2 vehicles included. We're gonna take a look at that and then the minifigures. Here is one last look at the, what do you call it? The interior of the cantina when it's all attached together. So simply if I stick my camera in here like this, then you can see everything being played out here. And yeah, so this is what it looks like had the roof been removed. Now I am a Star Wars fan, alright, but I am not a hardcore, try-hard Star Wars fan. So let me say this, I do not know the exact name of this speeder. And I know it's definitely not Luke's land speeder, thank goodness, but what exactly is the speeder? But regardless, it's not Luke's land speeder. I will take it. It's pretty nice. It is owned by Werlek or Herchek Calfast. I'm just gonna call him Calfast. And yeah, VX3937, I believe that's what this is called. But this is one of the nicer speeders I've seen built by Lego. It's done exceptionally pretty well. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with the way it turned out. And this is a little loose, I'll say that, but it's not really that noticeable. Of course, this thing is smooth surface because it's got the transparent blocks or bricks underneath. Again, the whole cockpit comes off easily, so you can put your figures inside to drive this thing. So that's done pretty well. And then up here, you can actually stick another figure. And for instance, since the vehicle is owned by Calfast, this guy. Oh, covering his face. This guy. Then we can stick him in just like this. And now he's driving the speeder. So the speeder's okay. Not really something I'll pay attention to too much in this set. But it's definitely a vehicle in this set, you know. Star Wars vehicles are always interesting in designs. This one definitely has it and hits the spot quite well. So pretty nice speeder. Good job, Lego. And then next up, we've got this little pod. This is, I believe Greedo owns this. Again, don't quite know the name. I'm just gonna call this Greedo's pod. And it's, we have gotten this before, I believe, in previous Mos Eisley Cantina sets. These are not new, but this is the 2020 edition of it of the Master Builder set. You can see, you can open this up and just put Greedo inside for him to drive. I'm just gonna throw him in there as an example. There you go. So another, you know, big build, but oh well, I don't know this pod quite well, but it's still done pretty well. So I will still give LEGO the credit for, you know, coming up with the design. And this is actually where the majority of the stickers in this set is being used. So there's actually no stickers on the Cantina itself. The stickers are actually on this, as well as this speeder. I forgot to mention that there's some stickers on the speeder as well. So the only time you actually get to see sticker usage in this set. So this is not a bad thing, but it's not something I'll really care about a lot. Alright, here are the minifigures. There are a total of 21 minifigures in this set. There's a lot of minifigures in this set, and it's actually marked as one of LEGO Star Wars' highest minifigure counts in sets. So starting off, we're just gonna look at the the basics, the 4 figures we've seen before, and then we'll slowly move on to the more more unique, more and more unique figures. So number 1, we got our everyday Luke Skywalker. Again, this is not a new style or anything. It's literally, he looks the same. Got his lightsaber, got his hair. Just, yeah, nothing has changed whatsoever. This is not exclusive or anything to the set. 2 faces, there you go. You can get this guy pretty much anywhere. So yeah, he's nothing too particularly special. Next up, we've got Han Solo. The again, not a new print, or actually, yeah, not a new print. Hair has always been the same. So yeah, this figure really doesn't have anything new. Got his blaster. Got 2 faces again on this guy, so that is done really well. But it's Han Solo. We've seen him before. Now, I know many of you have Chewie before from Millennium Falcon sets and all the other sets, but actually I never had Chewbacca as a minifigure. So this is a first for me, seeing Chewbacca for the first time. Although I know he's not that special because he's not new, but it's new for me. He's got a stud shooter for his bowcaster, and I'm surprised of how well this head comes together. His whole head is one whole mold, and there's nothing underneath that torso. So for the first time having Chewbacca, I was actually quite surprised by that. I was actually expecting his torso to have a little bit of prints, but turns out the truth is there are 0 prints. It's all relying on his giant head mold here, so that's done pretty well. Next up, finally on this list, we have Ben Kenobi, or old Obi-Wan Kenobi, with the 2020 new generation hood. I absolutely love this hood piece. I believe this is much better than the old first generation hood pieces. No secondary faces. Got his cape, torso print, and his lightsaber. And yeah, this Obi-Wan Kenobi, or this Ben Kenobi, I really like this one for sure. This one is done very well, and I'm a big fan of this hood piece, without a doubt. Next up, we've got the iconic droid duo, R2-D2 and C-3PO. Again, the R2-D2, it's nothing new. We've gotten this R2-D2 in many cheaper Star Wars sets, so this shouldn't be the only way for you to get this figure. Yeah, nothing new about him. I'm still waiting for the day that LEGO actually creates a R2-D2 figure with a rotatable head, because this one doesn't have a rotatable head. I'm waiting for that day, LEGO. Make it happen, please, and that will really make the R2-D2 figure a relived figure, you know, a re-ambitioned edition. Now, C-3PO, again, I know he's not new. He literally came in a few polybag sets before, but this is my first time having a C-3PO figure, so this is a first for me. And yeah, I'm quite impressed with the way the C-3PO figure came out. It's a classic figure, but yeah, he's okay. Nothing too special though. Okay, next up we've got the 2 stormtroopers in this set, or actually sand troopers, my bad. They're called sand troopers. Now, the orange shoulder pad here, one is called he's the squad leader. And then the ones with like the black shoulder pads are just the standard sand troopers. They're good looking figures, but the only problem is their backpacks, or their backblings, are ridiculously heavy that I have to lean these figures over forward to keep the balance. We're just gonna keep tumbling over back and over again because the back is just so heavy. So good looking, but again, yeah, the weight is really getting out on them. Here's the squad leader. I like the fact that the oh my god, camera's not focusing, but I do like the fact that the shoulder pad here is done with a fabric, and that's done very well. The material's soft. That's perfect. I prefer that over a mold. He's got his gun. He's got his binoculars underneath the helmet. There you go. That's his face. And yeah, here's just the back bling he has on him. Simple brick built backpack. Yeah. And then this normal sand trooper, he's the one that actually rides the dewback included in the set, as we saw earlier. And yeah, similar, exact same back bling build. Shoulder pads black, and again, the face underneath is not like an angry face. It's kind of a more, you know, serious for business face. So there's that. So that is those are the sand troopers in the set. Aha! Remember these guys? Oh yeah, the Biff musicians. They were in iconic figures of the Mos Eisley Cantina, and they played the super catchy tune of the Mos Eisley Cantina theme song. And yeah, in the set we have 3 of them, and of course I said earlier in the film there's 6 of them, but it's nice to have 3 of them in this set. I think in the past we've only got some like 1 or 2 per set. Now we have 3, so that is actually pretty good. We have a good amount of Biff musicians here, and they all look exactly identical. It's just the matter of the instruments they're holding that are different. But yeah, I like these figures. Like their head mold feels really clean, you know, for an alien head mold that's not like a normal minifigure head. So I feel like it's done very nicely, and definitely these guys deserve a spot on the set, and they deserve to be exclusive to the set. So I hope LEGO doesn't make these guys be available in cheaper sets, and they're not going to be that special anymore. But great job on these Biff musicians, absolutely amazing. I decided to get the other 2 humans in this set just to get them out of the way, because the rest of these I believe are going to be all aliens next. So we have this guy who is Wooler. I believe he is the cantina owner / manager, or the bar owner. Yeah, this is the guy. No, you can't expect much from him. He's actually got 2 faces. There you go. But I believe they have made a older version of Wooler or Wooher. That's his name. I believe they made an older version of him before in like older Mos Eisley Cantina sets. But yeah, this one's okay. I feel like it could use a little bit of work, but oh well. I just find it's a little plain, but not bad. And then we have this guy, who is Dr. Evazan. This is the dude who I believe tried to threaten Luke or something, and then Obi-Wan comes in and cuts off his hand. And yeah, so there he is, in minifigure form. I believe is this the first time? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think this is the first time we've gotten this figure in Lego form. But he has 2 faces, there you go. And he's got his pistol and everything. Yeah, very simple. And then we have these 2 blokes. So this guy I showed you earlier, he is a Trandoshan. His name is Herchek Kalfas. I'm just gonna call him Kalfas. If you're wondering why he looks like Bosk, that's because he's the same species as Bosk. He's a Trandoshan. And yeah, I like the pale skin color, and I really like that grin on his face. It actually looks really funny. It's not scary, it's not mean, gnarly, just humorous, hilarious. And that looks really funny on him. I don't know why, it makes me laugh seeing that face on his head. But yeah. And then this guy, this horn-headed dude, this is Labria, I don't know, I'm butchering all these names. I forgot what these species are called, these guys who have horns. Are they Daphramirians? I don't know if they're from Daphramir. But there's another guy, and he's got a cape. Okay, that gives him another aesthetic look. The horns here are actually soft plastic, kind of, but yeah, that's again another thing. And he has 2 faces. Oh, this face looks like he's kind of dead and on the inside. But yeah, this head mold here is actually softer plastic. It's not soft to the point that it's rubber. It's just not solid hard. It's like slightly, you can feel a slight bounce in it. You know what I'm saying? Why is this not attaching? That is really, yeah, it occasionally gets really annoying when you're trying to attach this thing back on his head. Oh well, I'll fix this some other time. But this is Labria. Alright, we got more aliens. What's this guy? Is he a man bat? I believe he's a man bat. But he's definitely my least favorite figure in this set, because he doesn't look scary or anything. He just looks horrendous in my opinion. He's short, okay, but Really? What even is? I don't even remember seeing this guy in the cantina or in the scene. No secondary face. He has a freaked out face. That's literally my face after seeing this figure. But yeah, he might have made an appearance that I would have noticed, but his name is Cabe. I really don't remember seeing this guy in the scene. So, I don't know. For those of you watching, please correct me. You know, tell me where Cade appears in the scene, because I really don't know. Then we have this guy, Momao Nadon. That's his name. I've seen this species before. I just don't know the name. That's a very nice head mold, I would say, though. It's one of my favorite alien head molds in this set. Yeah, again, don't remember seeing this guy appear in the scene, but he's definitely doesn't look horrendous like Cave, the man bat. This guy looks much better, and definitely I feel like this guy has done pretty well. So there's that. Oh, now we're getting to some more little iconic figures. So this is Ponda Baba. Yes, he's like the elder alien guy with Dr. Evanson that also tried to threaten Luke. So this guy, orange shirt like that. The head mold, again, another alien head mold, so that's done pretty well. I believe this is the first time we actually have him as a Lego minifigure, so this is a first, and yeah, very nice. They've done a really nice job on this one. And then another iconic figure, Greedo the Rodian. Who shot first, Greedo or Han? Now I've seen M&R Productions and Solid Brick Studios say that this Greedo is like one of the most disappointing things, because you know hasn't really changed from the previous Greedos we've gotten from the really old Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina sets. But I see what they mean. My only concern is, why is his arm entirely blue? I feel like there needs to be some of this brown shoulder print over it. Maybe make a dual molded or something. I didn't expect his head mold to be new. I believe this is the same head mold as before. But yeah, I don't know. Greedo looks okay. I do feel like he's a little too light. Greedo is a lot darker green in the scene. So, but yeah, you know, it's nice to get Greedo back as minifigure form. Despite us getting him before, I'm talking about recently, when people who used to not be able to afford Lego sets like me are now able to afford Lego sets. So, there's that. That's Greedo. And of course, it's Tatooine. Makes sense that we include like a little Jawa, because Jawas and Sand People or Tusken Raiders are natives of Tatooine. Now, I'm actually quite surprised that this set didn't have a Tusken Raider. It would have been nice if we had at least one Tusken Raider or something. This would be nice, because if they had a Jawa here, why not a Tusken Raider, right? So, the Jawa here, I don't think he's new. We've gotten these Jawas many times before. Now he has the first generation hood piece. So Obi-Wan had the second generation hood piece. The Jawa here continued using the first gen. So if I take both of these off, so this is second gen, this is first gen. As you can see, second gen is like more, you know, not not flat. This one's more, yeah, it's more like Palpatine-ish. I don't know how I'm putting it, but there you go. So there's that, and then in the Jawa's face, there's no like special prints or anything on him. It's just like that, very simply. Now I saved the best for last, because this figure is one of my absolute favorites in the set, and is one of the main reasons why I really like this set. This is such a cool figure, because this is the Imperial Spy, also known as the Garnadan. But I'm just gonna call him the Imperial Spy, as a lot of people know him by. Yeah, in the previous Mos Eisley Cantina sets, we never got an Imperial Spy. So, this is the first time we actually get to see this is the first time we actually get to see the Imperial Spy as Lego form. How cool is that? That is very, very nice. We finally have it. Was it worth the 20 years? Maybe. But yeah, he looks super cool. I really thought, when I first saw the leaked images of the set, I really thought this was Palpatine, but there we go, now we know. He's also got the second generation hood piece. When you take that off, he just has a simple gray helmet, and then the mask is just like it's not part of the helmet, it's a separate mode of its own. You attach it simply on there like that, and then this is just, you know, another cape, and then you just put that back on. There you go, you have your Imperial Spy. Absolute favorite figure from the set. He just toppled over, that's lovely. So yeah, we've just blitzed through all 21 figures of the set. It took quite a long time, but I had to save this one for the last because the Imperial Spy, awesome. So let's wrap up this review once and for all. So, the Mos Eisley Cantina. This is from the Master Builder series, kind of a UCS series. One of my favorite things about this set, well, it looks very beautiful. I like the idea of the open roof. You can get some light illuminating inside. That's a very smart choice. The selection of minifigures, look at that, 21. We get a large variety of minifigures, and the stuff you get, all the figures you get here, some we've seen before, some are new, some are like updated versions of old classic characters. Absolutely love it. Love the diversity in here, and my favorite figure has to be the Imperial Spy. Without a doubt, the Imperial Spy looks absolutely amazing. Another favorite thing of the set for me personally is the dewback. The dewback is awesome. The previous Cantina sets, which were much smaller and cheaper, also had dewbacks. But I've seen all the other images. I do believe LEGO did this one, the 2021, pretty well. And I feel like, well, this is my only dewback, I'll say that. But just, yeah, I'm really impressed with how this thing came out. And I looked at how the older ones looked like. Yeah, sure, they're more OG, but I'm looking at design here, not rarity. And for that, side build, the Jawa shop, pretty nice. Speeder, very nice. And yeah, it's a very good set. If only it was a little cheaper, I'll say it. The only downfall of the set is the price. You know, this thing is $450 Canadian dollars, and it's just a little expensive, man. Plus, if you do, what's it called? If you like add tax, shipping, everything, this set is gonna probably cost around $500, without a question. And so this is a very hefty set. But is it worth it? I'd say, of course, when it's cheaper. But it's definitely it's not a ripoff, it's not a scam, because the thing you get here in the end, it's a very nice build, absolutely amazing. And the final grade for it, 9.5 out of 10. Just a little bit off, just want to see a little more, and apart from that, and just fix the price. Other than that, that is amazing. 9.5 out of 10 is my final grade for this set. So this is it, the Mos Eisley Cantina set. I have officially done it. The set here officially comes out everywhere in the world on October 1st, 2020. So by the time I'm posting this, this is posted a little bit earlier. And once again, I would like to thank LEGO for providing me this set, or quote unquote early. Cutting it a bit close there, LEGO. I know you wanted me to get this video early, but when I'm posting this, it's almost October 1st when the set officially releases. So, but regardless, I appreciate the offer. I did have to pay full price for it, unfortunately, but I was financially supported, so it was all good. But if I wasn't, oh my goodness, $500. But yeah, and thank you so much for watching this video, and it would really help if you hit that like button on the video and subscribe to the channel, because I've grinded to get this video out for you beautiful people. So please show some support. That will mean the world to me. And yeah, go out and get the set when it comes out on October 1st. And that's all I gotta say for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.